Very good morning and welcome to Athavan News Paper Highlights. Today Tuesday, 12th of April 2016. I am Edward Udedas Devasagayam Pillai. The main headline of the Daily Mirror says, Ranil settles port bonus dispute. Following Prime Minister's directive to Minister of Ports Arjuna Ranatunga to reimburse the festival bonus to the port workers at the Colombo harbour, the Work to Rule campaign of the workers was called off, the trade unions collective said yesterday. Arjuna allegedly threatens trade unionists, JSS leader interdicted. Ports Minister Arjuna Ranatunga had threatened the trade union leaders during the meeting held yesterday at Temple Trees. President of Jatika Sevaka Sangamaya, Udeni Kalutandri claimed yesterday. And the highlight says, Malaria report, don't panic, Ministry. The World Health Organization expects to declare Sri Lanka a malaria-free country this year. Health Ministry yesterday appealed to the public not to panic over the reported detection of a malaria patient of a foreign origin from Nuwara and added the patient had already left the country after treatment. Beware of Indians, GMOA. Speaking on the incident where an Indian national had been diagnosed with malaria in Nuwara, the Government Medical Officers Association yesterday warned the public to be cautious if there were Indian nationals nearby, as it is said India is one of the countries with worst epidemic diseases. And the highlight with the picture says, a farewell to arms. Retiring IGP says it is for the public to speak of his success. Retiring Inspector General of Police N.K. Ilangakon said yesterday he could not achieve two goals to increase salaries of police officers and the introduction of an insurance scheme for them during his tenure, but hoped his successor would do it. Laxman Yapa lashes jaw. State Finance Minister Laxman Yapa Abeyewardena yesterday said he could not understand as to why the so-called joint opposition and other detractors of the government make a huge hue and cry over the detection of a suicide jacket, explosives and ammunition from a house in Chavagacheri when it was a common occurrence since the end of the war in 2009. Secondly, let's move to daily news. The main headline says, New Environmental Management Plan for Port City aims to mitigate possible environmental impact. GPS tracking to monitor dredging activities. With several conditions now in place for the environmental approval for the port city, a detailed environmental management plan is now being put in place by the CHEC Port City Colombo for the proper implementation of the project and mitigate possible environmental impacts. Coast Conservation and Coastal Resources Management Department Acting Director General B.K. Prabhat Chandra Kirti has advised the Megapolis and Western Development Ministry Secretary on this matter, stating that a clear monitoring plan has to also be prepared as soon as possible and submitted to the CC and CRMD. Another highlight says, all decisions on government's economic policy to emanate from one point. The United National Front Government for Good Governance has decided that all its decisions on economic policy, including those having an effect internationally, should be announced from one central point. According to this decision taken on April 11, all information relating to economic policy will be announced by the Policy Planning and Economic Affairs Ministry, coming under the purview of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and the Cabinet Subcommittee on Economic Affairs. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline of the Ceylon Today says, Outgoing IGP Ilangakon reveals secret. Wanted to quit much earlier due to political interference. A secret which Inspector General of Police N.K. Ilangakon, who retired yesterday, had been hiding thus far from everyone, was revealed by him. He said that he had been prepared to retire prior to this due to certain political interferences. Peaceful elections in 2015. My biggest achievement, IGP. Outgoing Inspector General of Police N.K. Langakon said police activities during the 2015 presidential and general elections have been commended internationally. Jaffna GA's office surrounded. GA flees through back door. Member of the Northern Provincial Council M.K. Shivaji and his followers surrounded the Jaffna District Secretary's office yesterday, protesting against an alleged attempt by the security forces to acquire 160 perches in Jaffna. He further said the protest was held subsequent to handing over a petition to the District Secretary against acquisition of land. The councillor further said that although the government had stated on several occasions that lands belonging to the people of Jaffna would be released, lands owned by civilians are once again being acquired by security forces. A long weekend for public servants. The Ministry of Public Administration yesterday declared that 15 April will be a public holiday. Minister of Public Administration Vijira Abeyewardena said that he consulted President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe before making this decision. 13 and 14 April are officially public, bank and mercantile holidays, being that it is the Sinhala and Hindu New Year. The ministry has decided to also give 15 April off for public servants, considering that it will be convenient for the people. Meanwhile, Minister of Labour W.D.J. Senaviratne requested the heads of the private statutory bodies and state corporations to give their employees leave on 15 April as well. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan News Paper Highlights.